Figured we go live while we do some maintenance this morning. We got one of my biggest shows of the year this weekend in Syracuse. It's also the farthest one I go to, but it is a huge space. I think I got like a 32-foot section, so I got to bring a lot of plants. And part of being a grower is, you take care of these plants, but you get complacent. So when you go to shows and things, you really have to clean the plants up. Any dead leaves, any water spots, any weeds that have made it germinated. So that actually takes the most time. So for once, I'm getting ahead of myself and starting early. I'm gonna start today and start going through some. So here, for example, these are royos. Look at those colors. Undersides of the leaves, all this new growth, bright pink. It's a super cool plant. It's in the Tradescantia family, but it stays like a bush instead of being like one of those vining ones. One of my favorite plants. If you're new, it's also like one of the best plants to get started with, because this thing can take part shade, full sun, very easy. Water it when it's dry, almost kind of like a succulent. And then being a bush, there's hardly any work to it. But what I want to do is go through and pick off any leaves that I don't like or that are blocking certain things. So here, I got some two mature leaves and they look all right, but when I lift them up, we've got these beautiful bright pink new growths coming in. So what I kind of do is I just pick them off the base, and then I create an open space for these new ones to spring up, make it look really cool. But there's the tag. If you're looking to get this plant, you know where the camera is. Tricolor Royo. As a grower, I really should do this more instead of waiting for shows, because then what I like is this gets you up close and personal with every plant you grow. And in this greenhouse, you can just see from this, but when I pan around, that's a lot of different plants. That becomes a lot of work. So oftentimes it's tough to keep up with the maintenance. I'm too busy going to shows, propagating. That's always one of the biggest things that really takes a toll. And that's why I came up with a calendar, just because it gets lost. But plants aren't something, or for me, I grow or propagate most, if not all. So it's not like when I run out, I can just go buy some at a local store. So as a grower, you gotta have a calendar and dates for how long from the day I propagate something till the day it grows out to full size in whatever container I want to sell it. I need to know that so that I can propagate enough time. And that way, hopefully, I never run out of anything. Just little things. See right here, get some little burnt spots on one of these leaves. Probably from getting too dry one day. It's off at a market or something. But just making them look super pretty so that when people walk by these, they can't even resist. This is what gets me going though. Syracuse, New York, beautiful spot. Beautiful. It's the longest drive for me, probably 5.5, 6 hours with stops. I stay over, but man, when you give me 32 feet of space for my plants, well, hopefully I'm gonna remember to videotape it take a picture of it at least so you guys can see what the booth setup looks like, but it's gonna be awesome. And the other thing is Syracuse, you know, being so far away from me, but also they only have 2 events a year. So it's not like these people, they want my plants or I want to get them my plants, I can just get them to them anytime. So when I go out there, I basically try to bring every type of plant that I grow. I'll be posting videos all week on the different stuff. It's such a big show that I got to start ahead of time. And at the end of the week, I'll do a reel. I'll put all the photos together, just some song I like. Let me know if anyone's ever tried a tricolor royale. I mean, if you haven't, it's just so cool. Those colors, the undersides leaves, sometimes that's the best. Such a fun, easy, pretty plant. I am partial to purple and pink, but it is hot. But judging by the news, looks like half of the country's in the boat with me. We got about 90 something outside in the greenhouse. It's easily over 100. But where I am, it's the humidity. Oof, that's what gets you. But for the universe, I am not complaining because I am not a winter guy either. And I'll take the heat over the cold any day. And if you do grow one of these and you're gonna try go through and pick these off, sometimes you pick a lot off of one. Don't feel bad about it. It might look bare, but the beautiful part about Arroyo is that it's just gonna constantly send out new shoots. I mean, these are just grown on top of each other, basically. So if you are gonna get one, I'd suggest a nice wide pot. That way it's nice and easy to water. I'm a little restricted because logistically I got to take these places. It's not like people just come here and get them. So I have to keep them in these containers that fit in these trays so that I can carry everything. And it's just easier for me, especially since I do it all by myself. Oops, sorry about that. Got ahead of mic. So hopefully I try to do more of these lives. Sometimes it's just watching me work, but if anybody has any ideas, you want to see something in the greenhouse, I was thinking of taking you around showing you all my different abutulons. Thought that would be pretty cool. Might do that in a few days. I'll grow probably 7 or 8 kinds of abutulons. They're one of my favorite plants. And these break off nice and easy. I didn't touch on that, but I kind of just wiggle them back and forth sideways. I want to show you like every one. I feel like every one cooler than the next. Some variegate more than others. Look at that. That's a really light pink. Oh, it should be a little bit darker like those. Ones like this are my favorite. Barely have to do anything. Oop. See that? Also lets you get in there and find stuff like this. See that? I got a little clover weed in there. Definitely don't want to sell people planted weeds in them. And with clover, you gotta get that root. Ooh. My stomach's telling me it's lunchtime. And this one needs water. Be right back. Didn't do so hot today with the water. Missed this one too. Well, this one's a mess. Oh, what happened to this one? My guess is this one got too wet. It's very waterlogged. I got a trade scantia growing in here. Those newer purple bridal veils. And you can see how tedious this is. And this is only 15, 17 plants for thousands of plants. So you can see how this kind of gets left behind. So you can't leave it behind anymore, because when you sell your plants, you want them to look the bomb. You want your plants to be the best. A lot of times these shows, there are a huge variety of plants, but there's just so many vendors that a lot of times you do carry the same things. So, got to make sure yours look awesome. I'm still not even done, even though I clean these up and they look good, but then I'll even go through and see, there's nothing wrong with that leaf, you can see, but it gets like these water spots from my well water. So I'll actually go through and kind of almost like polish the leaves. You know what else is, it feels really good to get ahead of this stuff. That way it's not crunch time. You're like, oh man, I got so much to do. So that's what I took today. Mostly maintenance. But there we go. See how nice those look? You can see these nice and cool on their colors. Nice and cleaned up. Here's some shrimp plants. These will be next after some lunch. These are pretty cool if you don't see them before. The flowers, they kind of start off all yellow. And then as they grow, they start to send out their white wings. Kind of look like cocktail shrimp. That's how it got its name, the shrimp plant. One of my bigger ones. I like to shape these too. You kind of train them in all different like bonsai type of things. Pretty cool. But thanks for watching. I'm gonna be doing a few more of these as we get ready for pretty much the biggest show. One of the biggest shows for us for the year. And I just like to get ahead of it, keep kicking this stand. But thanks for watching. We're gonna leave you with a beautiful labyrinth dahlia. Look at that. That's the size of my face. These colors, when they really explode, here, can you see that one? How cool this is. All right. Thanks for joining me for another one. I'm gonna eat some lunch. We'll see you around.